So GatedTalent is the new GDPR-compliant database of senior-level executives. Unlike products such as LinkedIn, it's very high level and it's highly private. So an executive can put his or her information into GatedTalent and be confident that the only people that will have access to it are those individual executive recruiters that the executive has chosen to trust. What we've announced today is that the take-up has actually been, if anything, better than we expected. We've already signed contracts with executive recruiters in more than a dozen European countries. GDPR is a key driver for this, and so we expected significant take-up from inside Europe. But we've also taken contracts from companies that are not affected by GDPR. Companies that aren't in Europe, don't deal with European firms, don't deal with European candidates, but see the value of a tool that will allow them to clean and manage their relationship with executives on an ongoing basis. We're also very pleased with the depth of penetration we've had with these search firms as well. Taking the UK as an example, we've already signed up 20 different search firms in the UK, and we're sending out more and more contracts on a daily basis. What this means is that when we go live with the platform fully, you'll have access to executives that are in the banking space, that are in the financial services space, private equity companies, media, FMCG. We signed up a search firm this morning in the airline industry. So there's going to be a huge depth and scope of executives in the platform. So essentially what we do is, what we're doing on behalf of our clients is partnering with them to send executives invitations. So, you know, our clients may know 10,000, 100,000, 500,000, 1 million executives. They will be sending out invitations to those executives essentially to join this community. Now, it's a bit more complicated than that, but that's fundamentally the way it works. An executive receives those profiles and if that invitation, and if he or she chooses to, can create a profile. That profile information is then shared with the executive search firms that the executive trusts. We expected when we launched this that we would be sending in the region of 1 million invitations over the course of the next few months. And we've announced today that we expect to significantly surpass that number. The take-up, the size, the quality of the executive search firms that have already come on board make us feel that we significantly underestimated demand for this service. And so, assuming conversion rates are as expected, by which I mean the percentage of executives that receive an invitation and register, and there's no charge for the executive, I should point out, assuming that conversion rate is in line with expectations, we should have a very significant pool of executives in the platform by certainly the middle of next year. I believe so. It's too early really to say scientifically absolutely yes. The sales process for FileFinder, which is the primary product that an executive search firm would buy from our group, can typically take a couple of months. GatedTalent's only been around a couple of months, so we can't really quote data. But certainly it's having an impact in the presentations we're giving, and we've seen clients sign up who are buying FileFinder and GatedTalent simultaneously. I think if you're an executive search firm, particularly a new startup, and you have maybe a spreadsheet or some Outlook contacts, and you look at 2 CRM suppliers, and one of them will take that Outlook contact list or that spreadsheet, put it in the database and say, there you go. And the other supplier will do exactly the same thing and then facilitate the process of getting all of those individual executives to build your database for you. It's almost a no-brainer. Search firms see the value of actually taking very basic lists of names and email addresses and converting that to highly detailed, highly up-to-date, highly valuable information and getting the executives to do the work for them. So too early to say for sure, but we're certainly seeing positive signs so far.